Hi, it's James again from the 11 Plus Tutors. First of all, I'd just like to say I wish all of you that celebrate Christmas, and I'm one of those, a very happy Christmas, and I hope you enjoy much needed time with family for rest, relaxation and festivities. Today's lesson, I'm going to talk about multiplying decimals. Kids come into us and they can column, add and subtract. And with decimals, it's actually really easy. When we add and subtract, I always tell children, just remember shirt buttons. Shirt buttons go one above the other. So as we can see here, we've lined everything up using the dots, even if it's a different number of digits. And the dot continues underneath into the answer. That's very easy, and we can teach that very quickly. If there are a different number of digits, there might be a 5 here. We'd still line it up using the dots. I always teach people to put a 0 placeholder, and it would look like this. So something a bit trickier for kids to get a handle on is how to multiply decimals. Most get this pretty quickly. The easy thing about the decimal system is when we're multiplying by 10, 100 or 1000, I would say to kids, for every 0 you do one jump. So times 10, if we had 0.1, we would do one jump to the right. So we go the way we read and write. And there's a quick picture of a book. If you remember, I always like to use visual cues. Reading, writing, same direction, 1, 0, one jump to the right. This would become 1.0. If we multiply by 100, we've got 2 zeros here. So we do 2 jumps. But here the issue is we're running out of numbers to jump over. That's not a problem. We use 0 placeholders. So we'd have a 0 here. We'd actually get jump 20.0. But we wouldn't write this unless it was money. We might put 20.00. This would be 20. That would be the answer there. That's very simple. And in fact, dividing is exactly the same. You just go in the other direction. Same thing. But something that's got a bit more complicated, but not really, is multiplying 2 decimal numbers. Now, for add, subtract and divide, we say use shirt buttons, one dot above the other. But when we come to multiply, it's the only one where we ignore the decimal point where we're doing the calculation. So I would say to kids, write the question out here first of all. So 2.3 times 2.2. Then I'd say underline any numbers to the right of the decimal point, they're the decimal places. So we can see here in this whole question we've got a sum total of 2 decimal places. We need to remember that because then we go on to strangely ignoring the decimal point. So we do 23 times 22. We start with the units. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4. Then we drop down the row. Now we're working on the tens here. We zero out to the tens column. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4. Now we come to add them, and where there's a gap here, again I'd say put a 0 placeholder, just so it's easier on the eyes and easier to line things up. Then we add those up, we get 506. Then what we do then at the very end, after we've done everything, is we look at the number of decimal places in the question, that's 2. We do 2 jumps back from the right, jump, jump. So it ends up being 5.06. It really is that straightforward. I hope you've enjoyed this very quick Christmas video, and I look forward to producing more for you. Thank you. Goodbye.